So what'd you eat today? I drove 3 hours to go spend 30 minutes at a mall. Yep.
Sounds like fun.
Sounds like Dead Mall date night.
Woohoo!
Roll credits. Okay, go ahead.
Hello, and welcome to the newest edition of Dead Mall Date Night in beautiful Marion, Ohio, a slice of small-town Rust Belt America. I'm your cruise director, Kristen, and in this episode we'll be visiting the MARION Centre Mall. But first, we wanted to give you guys a quick swing through the town to give you an idea of the area the mall sits in. MARION was the home of President Warren G. Harding, who is buried in the vault you see here. He was one of the owners of the MARION Star newspaper. MARION is home to facilities for Whirlpool Appliances, International Paper, and manufacturers for several brands of auto parts. It is host to the beautiful Palace Theater that opened in 1928, a piece of Spanish colonial architecture whose auditorium resembles an outdoor courtyard with a twinkling night sky. The MARION Centre Mall was developed by the Cafaro Company and opened in 1959 as an open-air shopping center called Southland Plaza. It was anchored by JCPenney, Sears, G.C. Murphy, and a grocery store called Super Duper. It was enclosed in 1978 and a location of the local department store Sutton and Leitner was added, which moved from their downtown store into the new mall. After enclosure, the mall's name was updated to Southland Mall, which remained its name until 2010. In the 80s, Eldar Biermann was added along with the Bowling Green-based department store Ullman's, which took the place of the former Super Duper. The MARION Star ran a monthly Southland Mall insert with stories about the mall and its stores for most of the first half of the 80s, which was really interesting to see. This town was very proud of their mall, and it did well until the end of the 1990s. Its movie theater was expanded from 4 screens to 7 in 1994. Sutton and Leitner closed in 1990, and its former space at the front of the mall was subdivided into a Jo-Ann Fabrics with their original neon storefront facing into the mall, and later a Dollar Tree. The anchors left intermittently, beginning with Ullman's in 1995. JCPenney, who had existed in their space since 1959, closed in 2002. It was replaced from 2005 to 2009 by Stephen Barry's University Sportswear. The other remaining original anchor, Sears, closed in 2016. Eldar Biermann closed in 2018 along with the rest of its chain. If you've noticed through many of our recent videos, Eldar Biermann was a huge part of the retail landscape in rural malls in Ohio, and their loss has been felt. In this case, they were the only anchor left here. The mall struggled alongside its anchors. Cafera placed this mall up for sale in 2007, and it was purchased by Cabot Investments, who bought two other malls at the same time, Ashtabula Town Center in northern Ohio and 5 Points Mall in Marion, Indiana, both of which are struggling. Marion Centre Mall fell into foreclosure in 2011 and was purchased by the local Galchi family later that year. It's always sad to see a place that has clearly been cared for in a small town fall into this state. When we were here, on New Year's Eve 2018, on a Sunday afternoon, there were only a few people in the mall, and they were split between the children's play area and a billiards hall in the former Ullman space that is run by the mall's owners. It's clean, and the ceiling is free of leaks. Unlike some of the malls we've visited, there aren't buckets or wet floor signs littering the corridor. You still get the distinct feeling that even as empty as it is, this mall would be missed if it went away. It's the only movie theater in town. It's got a lot of character. This sort of peach, orangey color scheme they have is unique, and some of the decorative elements, like that capsule-shaped display in the center court, aren't something you see in newer malls. What can be done to revitalize this mall and bring it back to its former glory? No one seems to have an answer to that question. I sit as an observer to these places to document and preserve, regardless of whether that change that is coming is a renaissance or destruction. I have an exciting announcement to make. I have written an article with photos about exploring dead malls for Private Suite magazine, an up-and-coming Vaporwave publication. Go to privatesuitemag.com to subscribe. My article will appear in issue number 5, which will be available in the next month. Thank you for your support in helping us reach 500 subscribers, and if you have not done so already, please subscribe. We're working to bring you more unique malls and places that haven't been covered before, and you'll want to be along for the ride. Next time, tune in for the very 80s Woodland Mall in Bowling Green, Ohio. Until then, from both of us at Unicon, this is your cruise director, Kristen, and we hope you'll join us on our next Dead Mall Date Night.